now.
What's cooking, WWE Nation? This is Ringside Insider, bringing you fresh wrestling heat every day. Smash subscribe and let's jump right in. When the story broke that Seth Rollins' private reaction to Becky Lynch's pregnancy announcement had leaked backstage, the wrestling world instantly erupted. Fans weren't just surprised, they were divided, emotional, and ready to defend their favorites. But this wasn't one of those lighthearted wrestling rumors. This was a story that blended personal life with professional pressure, leaving everyone wondering what really happened behind closed doors. The alleged leak that started the firestorm, according to early online chatter, a backstage audio clip surfaced claiming to capture Seth reacting to Becky's announcement with frustration. The alleged lines were blunt, surprising, and far from the kind of polished responses fans expect from top WWE talent. Within hours, social media forums began circulating the clip, and fans were scrambling to decide whether Seth was being brutally honest or emotionally insensitive. Nobody knew whether the audio was authentic, but the buzz was impossible to ignore. The internet reacts with fury and support. As soon as the alleged audio spread, fans instantly took sides. Some felt Seth was expressing normal human concern about how a major life change might shake up both of their careers. Others felt he should have shown pure excitement and support in such a personal moment. The split was harsh, and threads exploded with arguments about whether Seth's supposed words crossed a line or whether he was simply reacting out of stress and surprise. Why this moment hit fans so hard? Wrestling fans have followed Becky and Seth's journey for years, cheering for them inside the ring and supporting them as a real-life couple. So when this alleged argument hit the internet, it didn't feel like a typical wrestling rumor. It felt personal. Fans weren't just reacting as viewers. They were reacting as people who had emotionally invested in the relationship of two beloved superstars. That emotional connection is why the reaction was so intense and immediate. The storyline pressures nobody sees behind the drama. One thing became clear. Wrestling couples deal with a unique kind of pressure. Their storylines, public personas, and real lives constantly overlap, and major life decisions affect not just the couple, but the entire creative direction of WWE programming. Every match, every storyline, every promo has ripple effects far beyond the locker room. When one partner needs time away, it shifts schedules, title plans, pay-per-view events, and even merchandise strategies. The massive future plans WWE had prepared insiders quietly noted that Becky and Seth were reportedly part of a long-term creative pitch that would have shaped more than a year of programming. The idea, while never formally confirmed, supposedly included both superstars being heavily featured in separate but parallel storylines that would intersect at major events. When news of Becky's pregnancy became known backstage, those plans naturally needed rethinking. For the creative team, it wasn't disappointment, it was logistical recalculation. The real professional impact behind the scene. Some fans understood why Seth might have had concerns. Wrestlers dedicate their lives to long-term planning. Their schedules are punishing. Their bodies take constant damage. And both he and Becky had already committed to heavy workloads in the months ahead. Adjusting all of that isn't simple or casual. It requires major coordination with writers, producers, and other performers whose stories intertwine with theirs. The heart of the controversy: business versus family. The controversy wasn't really about whether Seth supported Becky. Most fans knew he adored her. The real debate came down to something universal. How do couples balance personal joy with professional commitments? It's a challenge people in every industry face, but for wrestlers, those pressures play out under bright lights and global attention. Fans weren't just debating Seth and Becky, they were debating the larger question of how much work should influence personal life. The truth about the leaked audio. After days of speculation, several sources suggested the leaked audio was almost certainly fabricated. While Seth and Becky did have internal conversations about how to adjust their plans, nothing reportedly happened the way the viral clip suggested. There was no explosive confrontation, no public argument, and no dramatic scene witnessed by multiple wrestlers. The real story was far more grounded and respectful. What really happened? Backstage, people close to the situation indicated that Seth was excited and supportive about Becky's pregnancy. Yes, there were practical discussions with the creative team, but those conversations were professional, calm, and collaborative. WWE had already prepared alternative plans, knowing that family situations can arise at any time. Becky and Seth reportedly worked closely with the writers to ensure a smooth transition that respected both their careers and their personal lives. How fans got swept up in the drama. The reason fans were so quick to believe the audio wasn't because they thought Seth was uncaring. It was because wrestling audiences crave authenticity. In an industry built on performance, real emotions feel rare and powerful. The leaked clip, real or not, tapped into that desire for behind-the-scenes truth. For many, it felt believable simply because it sounded messy and human. What this situation reveals about wrestling culture. This entire moment exposed an important reality. Wrestling fans care deeply about the personal lives of superstars. They follow relationships, celebrate milestones, and emotionally invest in the people whose characters they adore. That passion is beautiful, but it also creates pressure. Wrestlers are constantly balancing their personal lives with the expectations of millions of fans watching their every move. The blurred line between fiction and reality. Unlike other forms of entertainment, wrestling blends character and performer into a single identity. When fans hear a rumor, they don't separate the wrestler from the human being playing that role. The confusion between reality and storyline creates constant opportunities for misunderstandings. This controversy showed just how easily fiction can be mistaken for fact in the wrestling world. Why this moment matters more than the rumor. Even if the leaked audio wasn't real, the discussion it sparked was incredibly real. Fans debated work-life balance, relationship pressures, emotional support, and how much public figures owe their audiences. The conversation went well beyond wrestling. It touched on universal human experiences, and in a strange way, the rumor helped fans understand and appreciate the challenges wrestling couples truly face. The final truth behind the controversy. In the end, the dramatic audio clip may have been fake, but the emotions fans felt weren't. What mattered most was the reminder that wrestlers are human beings with real struggles, dreams, and responsibilities. Seth and Becky handled their situation with maturity and respect, and the creative team adjusted with professionalism. The drama wasn't backstage, it was online, created by fans, shaped by rumor, and fueled by passion. What fans should remember moving forward, this entire situation encouraged fans to think more deeply before reacting to leaked content. It reminded everyone that even the most believable rumor can be false. Most importantly, It highlighted how essential empathy is in the wrestling world. Behind the lights, costumes, and storylines are real people building real lives, people who deserve understanding, respect, and support as they navigate complex careers and personal milestones.